Good morning, high school. It is April 17th. We are finishing our 5th week of quarantine, and that means we have 6 more weeks of empty halls. Now that we know we're not going to be back on campus together for the rest of the school year, there are a bunch of things that we still need to decide and figure out. Some of those things depend on whether or not quarantine is lifted before the end of the school year and we're out from under our curfew. Some of those things we just need to figure out as a school, and decisions that we need to make about what we're going to be doing, how we're going to run things, how we're going to structure things. So as soon as we know what's going on, we'll let you know, especially as we move closer towards May and the end of the school year. One thing that we do know is that we will have House Chair and ExCo Chair elections in about a week and a half on the 29th. ExCo put together a playlist of all the introductory videos for the candidates so you can see who's running, and they also have a video explaining how the election process is going to work this year. So if you haven't checked those out yet, you can go see them. I put links down in the description. Since our separation is longer than we hoped for or anticipated, we would like to try to do some different kinds of video projects that are more collaborative and allow you guys a chance to contribute and be a part of them. So for this week, we would like to highlight some of the things people are doing to fill up their spare time while in quarantine. Maybe you saw the ExCo video where Asher talks about whittling and Nia talks about making oat milk, but we'd like to highlight some of the other things that our high school community has been doing to fill the time while they're stuck inside their houses. You would not believe how much ping pong Sky has been playing. If you'd like to contribute, by next Wednesday, the 22nd, just send me a short video talking about how you've been filling your spare hours while in quarantine, and we'll compile them and put them out in some way that all of our high school can enjoy, and we can see what each other have been doing for the past 5 weeks. This week, I'm going to use this video as a chance to make a public service announcement to our high school community.
It's a public service announcement.
As our time in quarantine stretches on, emotional and mental health issues are going to be much more of a concern than they had been. Things like stress, anxiety, and depression are going to be a reality for more and more of our community as we're apart and isolated for a longer and longer period of time. And those things can manifest in lots of different ways. You might just be snappy and irritable with your family, with your siblings or your parents. You might be super tired and not feel like you can get up in the morning. You might feel like you can't concentrate on your work at all. And you have no initiative or drive to get anything done, not just schoolwork. You might all of a sudden have a complete lack of motivation to be in contact with people, to connect with your friends. You may not know why you're thinking or feeling or acting in those ways. Those things can all be symptoms of stress, anxiety, or depression. And like with other parts of your health, like with your schooling, pay attention to small problems and small indicators before they turn into large things. Thankfully, there are 3 pretty basic things that you can do to help mitigate the effects of stress, anxiety, and depression. The first is just to get sleep. You've heard me say this at retreat and in chapels and announcements, but even though we're not in school, sleep is still important. We intentionally shifted our school day to start a little bit later so that we're not waking you up before dark to start your learning, but it still is important to keep a regular pattern of sleep and a regular pattern that involves being up in the day. If you've shifted your sleep pattern so much that many of your waking hours are during the dark, you're not seeing the sun. And not getting sunlight is an actual contributor to depression. It happens in people in the winter. People have to do swing shifts and they're working at night. So keeping on a regular sleep schedule that involves waking up and being awake during the day and during sunlight hours is going to help. The second thing is eating well. Keeping up a regular rhythm of actual meals and not just eating junk food. Your body needs legitimate food that's going to provide energy, calories, nutrients, not just shoveling your body full of snacks and coffee all day. So as much as you can, keep on a regular rhythm of eating actual meals and real food. The third thing is just being active. I know this looks different while we're stuck in isolation. I would love to be up on campus and be able to get into the gym or the weight room, to be able to go running in the valley. Those things aren't options. But if you can find some way that you can stay active in your house, in your neighborhood, in your yard, with whatever you're able to do, that's really going to help your body maintain a sense of normalcy. So there you go. There are some self-care basics. Sleep well, eat right, stay active. If you do those things, you'll help your body, help your mind function in these times of isolation, in these times where we're not getting a chance to be together and all of our regular patterns and rhythms and habits and routines are disrupted. I hope that helps. I care about you guys, I miss you, and I want to make sure you're all doing well in quarantine while we're apart. So have a good week. Send me some videos of what you've been doing while you're stuck in quarantine. Stay safe, stay sane.